I want to start by saying congrats to Gerald Bourget. Congrats, man.
Thank
You're
you.
married, tied the knot, huh?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Way to go.
I did it.
Happy for you, man.
Thank you.
Best of luck with everything.
Thank you.
It'll be great.
You got any advice for him?
Advice, do whatever she tells you to do. It'll be just fine. Happy wife, happy life.
Coach, obviously looking at Philly, Maxey is a guy that gets to the rim, that's three layers, score, maybe that challenge of facing him.
Yeah, he's as dynamic of a guard as any in the league. His speed is very few players out there that have his type of speed, but can also shoot with the range that he shoots it with. So he's become one hell of a player, and we got to do a great job tomorrow.
Curious with Isaiah, is he going to be with you guys tomorrow?
Yeah, we're not formally signing him until tomorrow. He did come into town today, and he was here but not participating in practice, and we're formally signing him tomorrow, and we expect to have him available.
What are you initially hoping to get? I know you said depth for him, but what, in a perfect world, what would you like to get out of him?
Just get a chance to see where he's at. With his phase of his career, he's trying to still compete for an opportunity. So we'll be watching his if he's able to play in some of the pickup games that we have, our off day bumps and whatnot. See how he fits around our group as a personality. He's a guy that everybody loves. You know what I mean? Like he's a very well liked, respected guy in this league, in this NBA player fraternity. But we're going to see where his game is at, and again, I don't know how much he'll play for us. He's really here from a depth standpoint because saving the only foot injury.
Coach, you mentioned his character. He was just known as a big locker room guy too in Boston. If he is able to continue and stay with the Suns, how do you see him fitting in with this group and making the guys better as being leader?
Yeah, well, I think somebody that has been the best player on his team. Still transitioning to a different part of his career, where he's trying to make a team and battle through the injuries that he's faced throughout his career. I think those experiences can be invaluable, and obviously he's a winner. So when you have a high character guy that's a winner, that's well liked, can have a strong impact in the locker room.
Coach, what did you see on tape from Isaiah to make you guys pull the trigger on that?
I just know his game, and to me it was just a matter of seeing that he's healthy by seeing him play a few G League games. I had him a couple years ago. We looked at him when I was with LA on a 10-day, and I just know he can play. And we just needed somebody that we trusted that could give us some minutes if we encounter some injuries, during this stretch while he's going to be here. So, but watching him play, in recent games in the G League, it showed us that he's functional and healthy.
Coach, when you look at the three-point defense against teams that are really good at that, like the Celtics and the Bucks, I know protecting the paint has been a point of emphasis for you guys. Where did it feel like there were the breakthroughs? Was it over-helping or ball containment?
Yeah, awareness. And a lot of over-helping, a lot of short closeouts. The spread five coverages gave us problems. We didn't execute them well enough. We have protections built in, to keep our centers on the floor, but we didn't execute them very well. But anything, when you have a three-point barrage like you saw in those two games, they're all shapes and sizes. But the general urgency, I thought we played really hard, especially when we got down and battled to fight back in the game. But the one area that we didn't play hard enough was urgency to the three-point line.
When you mentioned the sense of urgency when you look at the standings and how one win or loss can drop you from fifth.
Yeah, we're in the playoffs before the playoffs. Right? All of us want to get into the top six. We are confident that if we are in a play-in game, we will win. But there's too many variables, with a one-game situation like that. Somebody could get the flu, somebody could roll an ankle. There's just you've seen it in some of these play-in games where key guys are out, and we want to stay away from those types of situations, and hopefully go on a run starting them off.
Do you sense that urgency from the guys to avoid the play as much as possible?
Yeah. Not because we're scared of it, but just because everything I just said. You want to finish in the top six and secure yourself.
Coach, I know you talked about matchups with Thad and when to use him and when not to use him. In a small ball situation, is he someone that you're thinking could be the five, Kevin, at the four, or is that been part of the process and trying to figure out where he can and can't play?
Yeah, I mean, he's really depth behind our centers if we don't have Drew or Nurk. And, right now, the small lineups of just putting Eric or Royce in there with KD at the 5 it has been a better formula. But, again, Thad's here for depth while we're healthy. He's probably not going to play in those situations. But if we have injuries to some of our Royce, Eric, small ball options, or to one of our centers, then he becomes an extremely valuable piece of this puzzle. So he's someone that we really trust, in terms of his game, his abilities. But we have those other looks first.
Coach, how can you, Isaiah, help impact your perimeter defense? Obviously, there was the barrage of threes against Boston and also against Milwaukee. So the offense is there with Isaiah, but what do you see that he can bring to the table, improving that?
Yeah, well, obviously because of his size, he's always been someone that you have to protect, in terms of perimeter ISOs and guys trying to post him up and things like that. But we have protection.
Coach, I'm also wondering, Final Fours this week, obviously a Kentucky fan, you spoke about them, you swear by them. Who are your Final Four picks?
I've not even looked at the bracket yet, if I'm being completely honest. I saw that the Wisconsin Badgers are in it. My daughter's a Badger, and we're rooting for Coach Guard and all them guys up there in Madison getting ready. I want a nice fun tournament run for my daughter's college experience. So go Badgers. If they do get matched up with Kentucky, then we have we'll have to figure that out. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Coach, what were
Cats though too.
What were some of the biggest points of emphasis in practice today following the motion?
Guard the 3-point line by a mile, our top emphasis with our film session, and did a lot of drill work, just to double down on the urgency that's expected of me with regard to getting better defending the 3. And then offensive organization.
One of the things Grayson said after the game was that once they started hitting a couple, you got to run them off the line. But what's the challenge in running out there knowing that they go by you and the help comes and it's kicking it to somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, first of all, you gotta continue and never stop rotating. Okay, second of all, you do have to get the 3-point shooters not only after they've made a few, but to start the game. Don't let them get going. And a lot of times just flyby helps just lead to another backside 3, with redrives. So you gotta hopefully run them off. To me, we talk about arriving on a catch. Be in your gaps, show a presence, but close out with urgency to arrive on the catch and contain your man. That's the best closeout. Is when you get there, you take away the 3 and you don't get the off bounce.
Thanks, Coach.